Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, we're still reeling in from this FTX collapse. The industry is still quite worried, but there's one man that's not giving up, and it's not CZ, it's SBF. So let's talk about what he's still trying to do and why Binance now is the largest exchange on earth holding the largest Bitcoin reserves. So let's talk about these things and more. What's going on with Bitcoin and what's going on with markets. So good morning, guys. Welcome. I'm a little bit late today, so it's after the opening bell already, but I'll ring it anyways because it always brings good luck. But let's start out with this. You know, it seems like everyone's expecting SBF to, just sit there and wait for jail time. But no, it appears that he is not doing so. You know, all his Twitter rants saying that he's going to do whatever it takes to make customers whole. Well, according to CNBC, a lot of VCs have been getting calls from SBF. Even though SBF is no longer part of FTX, he does not have access to his emails or company records or hold any official title at all. He is still calling out all the VCs around, asking them for that $8 billion that he's been looking for. So it's curious because even let's say he finds someone, does the new CEO even want that? Will the new CEO even entertain that? Right? We don't know. But SBF is still, calling away from his mansion. I mean, as he waits trial or jail time, but he's still calling away. So I guess you gotta give that to him that he's still trying. But anyways, according to this though, this is also encouraging. Based on our review, this is from the new CEO, Ray. Based on our review over the past week, we are pleased to learn that many of the regulatory licensed subsidiaries of FTX within and outside the United States have solvent balance sheets, responsible management, and valuable franchises. So remember, under the FTX brand, there's like 100 plus companies, and some of them are actually solvent. So they actually had responsible people running those entities. So that's good. Not all is lost. I guess there were some that actually still had some people that knew what they were doing. But overall, there's still that $8 billion hole that does not seem like it's going to get filled anytime soon. But we do have a new suitor, though. Once FTX probably goes through its bankruptcy hearings, and then, they have to auction off their assets just like Voyager did and just like Celsius will do, right? You know what? Ripple. There's news now that Ripple may be interested in buying FTX assets. This is interesting because we think that there's only one suitor, Binance, right? It's been rumored that Binance is the only one that has enough money to buy anything. But you know what? If you think about it, Ripple has plenty of money too. But why would they want to buy FTX assets? That's the thing. Ripple right now, I believe, only holds XRP. Do they really want to hold Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and everything else on their balance sheet? I don't know the thought process why they would want to. But this is not the first time we have heard this. Ripple was also contending for Voyager. So they may end up buying Voyager now. I mean, I think the only two that are bidding are Ripple and Binance. But it's just I don't quite get it. Maybe some of you guys can explain. Some of you guys from the XRP army why Ripple themselves would want to buy these assets, unless they just plan on buying it for pennies on dollar and just flipping it and dumping it on the market to make a quick buck. But I don't know why they would want to hold anything else on their balance sheet at this point, but we will see. As for the contagion, you know, the big news over the weekend, and I covered this, Grayscale. Grayscale's parent company, DCG, may be in trouble because Genesis lending is down about $1 billion and they need a loan desperately. Where did $1 billion go? No one knows at this point. Did they lose it because they had exposure to Three Arrows or Luna? Possibly, because they're a lending company, right? So maybe Three Arrows Capital also, due to the Luna collapse, you know, they lost it. They couldn't get it back. Maybe they have some on FTX as well. We don't know yet, but a lot of people are asking for Grayscale and Genesis to show proof of reserves like the exchanges. And Grayscale is refusing to do that. They're saying it's a security concern and they're not going to show the proof of reserves. But they did say that all of their Bitcoin is stored with Coinbase because they utilize their custodian service. So it is safe. Now, people don't really like to hear that. But Coinbase all of a sudden came to their rescue and say, hey, you know, we did audit them. We audit them regularly, right? And rest assured, what they're saying is true. We do hold whatever that exact amount, 650,000 Bitcoins, right? But of course, people are like, should we just trust Coinbase's word? You know, because they're not actually showing the wallet addresses and stuff like that. But I mean, Grayscale does have a point. They don't want to showcase all the wallet addresses because then there could be potential for, I don't know, for hacks and stuff like that. They don't want to deal with that. But still, they could have done something more official rather than like depend on Coinbase to share it. You know, it's just that I don't know why they needed Coinbase to do that. They could have came out with something more official like this too, like exactly where everything is and the wallets they're in, but maybe not list out the complete wallet address, something like that, right? But they may end up still doing that. But unfortunately, Grayscale and Genesis Lending and DCG, there's a lot of scrutiny over them right now and possibly some fear. I mean, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is now trading at 45% discount. So shows you this is the lowest, I should say the greatest percentage discount we have ever seen for GBDC. All right, so moving on. Well, that FTX, I don't know why they call it FTX Drainer now. The FTX, oh, I get it, because no one believes that it's actually a hack. That the FTX Drainer, one of the insiders, basically, you know, they stole like $600 million worth of crypto. Now, before they swapped everything to Ether, now they realize they can't get Ether out anywhere, so they're swapping for Bitcoin. So they're just swapping, but there's not much they could do with it. Everyone is tracking this address, right? Everyone is looking at what they're doing. Even their swaps can be tracked. So this is the good and bad about crypto. The bad is, yeah, we don't know who it is because they're anonymous. So, you know, that's kind of the point. But the good is we get to see it. Everything is on chain. So when we do have bad actors that's trying to cash out, let's say $600 million worth of crypto, it's virtually impossible. So that's the good, that's the bad. So where are they going to end up doing? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's one of the four henchmen. Either Caroline or SBF or his counterparts in the Shad or Gary, one of these four, right? But yeah, where they go do? Where they go do? No one knows. No one knows. All right. So outside of, you know, the contagion and this FTX nonsense, right? A lot of people are fearful that crypto is going to be damned for literally forever, if not years, maybe forever. But there's still people. Here's a new one, Bill Ackman. He doesn't have the best reputation. He's made some wrong calls in the past, but still self-made billionaire. And someone like Bill Ackman has never been a big Bitcoin or crypto guy, okay? But even now, he has the foresight to see that, hey, before I didn't believe in it. I was initially a crypto skeptic, But I have come to believe that crypto can enable the formation of useful businesses and technology that before now could not be created. That's exactly right. Right? So at least he has an open mind. And anyone that's an investor in tech can see this. This is why Tim Draper, also one of the most famous tech investors of all time, believes so much in Bitcoin and crypto and Web 3.0. And everyone else in this space too, like Mike Novogratz, also believes in it, right? Of course, we have other guys like Michael Saylor that only believes in the prospects of Bitcoin. But there are many that can see that, hey, crypto definitely has more use cases. And even though there's bad actors, right, the industry is still young, immature, and whenever there is a new emerging class or emerging technology, there's always hiccups along the way, right? And he also says some interesting things like the legitimate participants in the crypto ecosystem should therefore be highly incentivized to expose and eliminate fraudulent actors, as they greatly increase the risk of regulatory intervention and will set back the positive potential impact of crypto for generations. So basically, he's saying, hey, all of us in crypto, we should start looking out for each other rather than attack each other. Look out for each other and expose the fraudulent actors. I say that's a pretty good plan. That's a pretty good plan. What else? I saw this. I don't know if this is good or bad, but the reality is Binance is the largest exchange by volume by far in the world. Before, Coinbase had more Bitcoin than Binance, but recently Coinbase has been getting weaker. And now Binance now holds the large amount of Bitcoin among the exchanges. Not the largest entity that holds a large amount of Bitcoin, but the largest exchange that holds the most Bitcoin reserves, close to 600,000. Now, Coinbase is still not far away, but you can see Coinbase back in, 2020, you see how high they were, and since then, 2021, 2022, their reserves has just been dropping and dropping and dropping, while orange is Binance, and you can see Binance has just been going up. But recently, Binance really jumped up because of the whole FTX thing and scare, and people just trust CZ a lot more now. So people are willing to put their Bitcoin in Binance rather than any other exchange at this point. So CZ is the largest Bitcoin holder among exchanges now. And here's an interesting chart that shows you, this is really, really hard to kind of digest here. This is from Plan B, to showing age distribution of all Bitcoin out there. I think the best way to take a look at this is to note that every single year you have a large number of participants that come in, and over the years a large number of them go out, but a small percentage of them stay, and that's why the number of holders keep increasing. Okay, so the best way to look at it, if you go back to 2011, right, or in 2010, you see all the purples. It started out very hot, then it went down, and then in 2011 you see that light yellow, right? Then the teal, purple, orange, blue, and look at last year, 2021, you had a huge number come in. And same thing in 2020 and 2019. You can see the huge numbers, and over the years how they kind of get smaller because a large amount leaves because they started losing money. But if you look at the very right side for 2022, right, we now have more than 66% of all Bitcoin held are from holders that are holding over one year. So that's an enormous amount. And even in 2022, we had a large number of new people come into the space. But if you look at all the holders from the past years, they're holding more than 66%. So Bitcoiners, they believe they're not going to go away. And this is the reason why Bitcoin always recovers and forms a new high. Because every single year and every single cycle, you have more people come in, and you have a good amount of that new people stay, become holders, and then the supply gets smaller. Demand increases while supply gets smaller over time. That is the reason why we keep forming higher lows and higher highs. So good things, good things. And of course, you know, you look at some of our previous reversal points, our previous tops, our drawdowns. Our drawdown right now is close to number one, meaning that it's been over a year. The worst, or the longest drawdown we had was back in 2014, 2015, when Bitcoin went down for approximately 410 days. We're not quite there yet, but we're already longer than a drawdown from 2018 to 2019. So if you're looking at the top, going to the bottom, and then now reversing back up, we're right there. We're right there. We're days away. And who knows when that precise day is. Maybe it already happened. All right. That's pretty much it. Overall, like I said, this week is going to be lighter volume, I would say, because it's Thanksgiving week. U.S. market right now is barely even. Bitcoin, unfortunately, you know, since yesterday went down a little bit more. I've been noticing that we've been getting like some of these like drastic sell-offs, maybe from some entity, maybe from someone that's trying to kind of manipulate the market. We know there's a lot of whales, especially now, that's trying to take advantage, trying to drive people out further, kind of like, you know, over here, obviously over here, right? But Bitcoin is going to get past this. Bitcoin will get past this and become stronger, right? We just have to survive and get past all the shenanigans that we're seeing right now. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me scroll up here. Rose K, welcome. Or I shouldn't say welcome. You've been a member for 13 months. Thank you. Let's see. XRP wants to replace banks. People are wondering why. Ripple has intentions to bid for FTX assets. I don't know. I still don't know. Sailor, the classic IT guy says Sailor likes Litecoin. I bet he doesn't like it more than Bitcoin. Let's see. There's a huge NMCT. There's a huge bear flag on a one-day chart. How far do you think it'll fall? I have buy orders at 9.7K to catch those scam wicks. I don't know, and I don't think we're going to see 10K or below 10K unless we see something else drastic happen. Like if Grayscale is going to go belly up and sell themselves, or something, or Genesis is going to go belly up. Unless there's going to be some kind of mass selling, I don't see we see that. But you may be right. Why not set them? Let's see. Coinbase about to hit a 52-week low. Yeah, Coinbase has been absolutely... You know what's funny? Even though if this may be 52-week low at $41 would be a 52-week low for Coinbase. You know when, and I was poking fun of Cathie Wood, because when she sold Coinbase for Shopify or something, I think she sold it at less than this. I think she sold it toward the bottom, like 41. And I said, oh, you know, getting rid of Coinbase was a mistake. And I don't know how badly Shopify did. And recently, Cathie Wood has been buying Coinbase and GBDC again. So Yeah. But right now, I know Coinbase is getting hammered. Anything, MicroStrategy is getting hammered. Anything that's kind of crypto related. But there's a lot of tech that's also getting hammered. Like, look at Tesla is still getting hammered. Tesla just formed another 52-week low. I know, like, my friend, I told you guys, one of my best friends, he's a big Tesla shareholder. Made a tremendous amount of money, I'm assuming, in 2020 and 2021, and he has never, ever seen Tesla this bearish before. Down about 60-something% for this year, right? And he's not feeling it. But, you know, I told him, trust me, I know how it feels like. I've been through a lot of crypto up and downs, way worse than this, but I know it doesn't feel good. MSTR. MicroStrategy is down also. Actually, MicroStrategy isn't down that much. Do you think Serum will recover? Sure. Didn't they just fork? They forked and created and got rid of all the Serum that's held by FTX or something. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that's not the right way to do it. So CZ lost $500 million at FTT bag he cannot sell. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I guess people do trust CZ is that, yeah, you know how he kind of set things off by saying I was going to sell all my FTT tokens? That's what he was saying. He decided not to because he knew what was happening. So he held on to FTT and just lost like $500 million. He also never sold any Luna, he said before, and he lost billions on that. So, you know, kind of shows you. CZ, he's trying to be the mature player. Obviously, Binance doesn't need him, but it's still a large amount of money to be losing, right? Just to sit on it. I think anyone else would have just tried to sell on it and recover something, but he has held on. So I think this is the reason why people are trusting CZ more, because through his actions, he just looks like he knows what he's doing, unlike some of the others. Andre, I hope you have a nice week. I hope you do too. Did you watch the Snowden interview this weekend? No, I didn't. Who did he interview with? I didn't. I just saw his tweet recently where he said this is a pretty good time to buy, and he bragged about his previous call right before Bitcoin started going up in a big way back in, I think, 2020, right? And he does think that Bitcoin is in a really good position to go up right now. Ripple will come out their own exchange. If so, that may be why they want their own assets. So which stablecoin is the safest to hold? USDC by far is a lot more secure. Not secure, but a lot more trustworthy, I would say. And on what network? They're all built on the ERC20 network. That's the main network, so that's going to be the strongest. Did you see JP Morgan has a trademark for crypto wallet services? Just saw it 20 minutes ago. No, that would not surprise me. I've been warning you guys about Jamie Dimon and guys like him that'll say one thing but doing another. JP Morgan itself is definitely moving towards Web 3.0 and crypto. No doubt. No doubt at all. And even their analysts have defended crypto and said great things and offer it to their wealthiest clients, their wealth services. Yet Jamie Dimon is still out and about doing interviews saying, oh, Bitcoin and crypto is the biggest Ponzi schemes ever. Yet his bank is conducting services. So you tell me how that makes sense. Faz, I'm officially off all exchanges, have Trust Wallet and Coinbase Wallet. I feel Ledger is too complicated for me. That's fine, but you should still learn. It's not that difficult. Honestly, it's not that difficult, but having two non-custodial wallets is good. Very good. How low can Bitcoin go before miners need to sell in order to pay energy costs? Well, that depends. Last time I heard, it costs about $18,000 to $19,000 to create one Bitcoin. Now, that could obviously go down because keep in mind that every 2 weeks, Bitcoin adjusts its difficulty based on hash rate, and it's been going up and up and up. So it's been very difficult to generate new Bitcoin. But if you see a lot of the smaller miners leave and the difficulty starts going down, then the profitability increases again, and the average cost to create a Bitcoin could go down to $16,000, $17,000, right? The problem is when you have huge drop-offs within the 2 week span, if the difficulty is still high and the cost to mine is still high, but Bitcoin's price is way low, that's where you see massive sellouts from some of the exchanges because they're just so unprofitable, right? But the larger exchanges, they have learned, like Mara and Hut and what's the other one? There's another big one. A few of these, basically, they have learned from their past. They don't want to sell any. So they continue to hodl and find other ways to raise capital to keep going. Did I get a Jordan loss and found? You mean the Jordan 1 loss and found? No. Overall, I don't like Jordan 1s. They're very uncomfortable. I mean, they were created, 30 years ago, so they haven't really changed. I guess you could fit it with any outfit, but it's very uncomfortable. I'd much rather wear some Jordan, 12s or 13s. Is sex tape out yet? I don't think so. I haven't seen it. If it has been leaked. Jeff, hey, appreciate it. Kevin O'Leary still saying nice things about SBF. I don't know. I've already said this. I don't know why. I don't know. He's just digging himself a bigger hole at this point. He should just move on. Say, he did say, I got fooled. I can't be right for everything. Okay, yeah, I agree. Everyone got fooled. Even Binance got fooled. Binance, the early investor at FTX, right? When they were up and coming, everyone got fooled. But now you have to accept the fact that everyone got fooled in a bad way. He done some crazy shit and bad things, and that's just the way it is. But I don't know why Kevin is still trying to defend him, right? There's a lot of conspiracy theories. Obviously, SBF ties to the Democrats being the second largest donor. And then you look at like the Forbes piece. Like I covered Forbes article yesterday that spoke highly of Caroline. Like not one bad thing about Caroline, despite everything. Yeah, so what's the deal with that, right? So there seems to be a few people coming to the rescue, so to speak, for SBF and Caroline and FTX. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm betting top 50, 100 altcoins will survive. Sats, almost everyone will survive. It's really hard to kill crypto. Anything that's above 100 will all survive, unless they turn out to be a scam. But, I've lived through a lot of these winters to realize that it's really hard to kill crypto. Even the ones that seem like they're dead, they could come back to life. So they don't really necessarily die. But I did look at, if you're looking at DCA candidates, a lot of people have been asking me about Solana. I looked at them. Solana's down like 97%. I mean, Solana's down. If you look at previous like drawdowns, previous bottoms, a lot of the altcoins are down 90, 95, 99%. We're right there. Solana's like 97% down from its previous high. And you look at someone like Cardano, is down over 90%, like 92% from its high, right? So if you're looking at like history, how far alts go down at a pure bottom before coming back up, we're at that moment right now already. Most of the altcoins right now versus top is down 90+%. Maybe not down all the way to 99%, but we're really, really close. But going back to my point, it's really hard to kill crypto. It's really hard to kill these projects because I've seen so many that were deemed dead and then they come back to life when things get better. Dan, yeah, I covered that this morning. How far will it push Bitcoin down if everyone pulls off the exchanges? Would that put Binance in danger of a collapse? It could. Of course, the bank run is very, very dangerous, but I just cover how Binance now holds the largest amount of Bitcoin reserves and more people put it in recently. But as for Grayscale, unless they have to liquidate all 650,000 Bitcoin, it'll bring some fear if something happened, but unless they have to liquidate all, they're not going to sell it. So most likely that you'll have some other kind of big fund manager like Fidelity, they'll probably buy them out. Something like that, buy the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Something like that. But I don't think that they're going to ever get into a position where they have to like liquidate their 650 billion or 650 million, 650,000 Bitcoin, I'm sorry, which is equivalent to billions in Bitcoin. Do I have any sweet test drives and reviews coming up? Not really. Well, there's always reviews, but now it's getting really, really cold, so I can't really test out the cool cars. But normally speaking, cool cars don't get a lot of views. So I'm going to concentrate more on, upcoming news and stuff like that. But I'm glad you're enjoying the new channel. GBDC does not have the reserves they claim. Well, Coinbase just said they did. So unless Coinbase is also lying, then we'll have even bigger problems. But Coinbase did just come out and say that, hey, Grayscale does have what they said they do because all of that Bitcoin is stored with Coinbase. Arvin. It has a lot of utility for businesses, not so much for users. So for Quant, I've always been neutral. They're just helping businesses develop dApps within certain blockchains, or maybe all of them with Overledger. It's interesting, but I've always been neutral on them. And having 14 million coins means nothing. There's a lot of projects that have very little amount of coins, right? It's all about usage and how many people hold, really. Is my React channel dead? Yeah, I have not been concentrating on it. I don't know what to react to. Maybe in the future I'll react some more. Do we know when Shibarium will be released? And does that mean we have to swap our wrap sheep for Shibarium sheep? I'm referring to hardware. Shibarium, I don't know when it's going to release. I don't think there's a defined date, Dan. And no, I don't think you have to. Well, first of all, anything wrapped, if you have your swap sheep, then yes. Anything wrapped is not the real one, so you probably have to get some real sheep. I mean, sheep is already a ERC20. I don't know why you have a wrap sheep. Oh, you're talking about like the native sheep. I don't know. It's just a layer 2 for scaling, but it's not a new chain with a new token. I don't think that's right. I think, and anyways, whatever sheep that you have is not wrapped. They're not coming out with, they're just coming out with a scaling solution. They're not coming out with like a new token. Not that I know of, unless they are. But I think you're overthinking it, Dan. I think you're fine if you're just holding sheep. Does Coinbase Wallet support all the crypto listed in Coinbase? That's a good question. It should, because Coinbase Wallet is primarily ERC20 wallet, meaning all of Ethereum's tokens should be, could be held. And Coinbase primarily is all ERC20 tokens, with the exception of a few. So I think most of it. Robert, politicians are trying to protect SBF and trying to kill crypto. It's important to stress that no one had to lose if they're stored their crypto wallets instead of exchanges. Well, that is, I say the second part is absolutely correct. Safeguard your own crypto has always been important. Seems like more people pay attention after the collapse, but it's always a good idea to safeguard your crypto no matter what. So that's good, good practice. As for politicians trying to protect SBF and trying to kill crypto, we'll wait and see, but I don't believe that is 100% true. I do think there are some people that recognize the potential of crypto, and they could also be large bag holders. I don't think all of Congress is trying to do that, but there are certainly certain ones, and you could argue that Gary is one because he wants more control. That's for sure. U.S. market is starting to turn red. What's the best way to save your own crypto? You get a hardware wallet or non-custodial wallet. Get like a Ledger. Actually, Ledger has a Black Friday thing going on, where you get some free Bitcoin if you purchase a Ledger. I'm gonna put that link. I got an email about that. They have a Black Friday sale, so if you're looking at getting a Ledger, this is probably the best time to be doing so. I don't think there's any coupon code or anything. I think you just use my link, you automatically get it, but I'll post the full steps in my description later. Thoughts on digital wallets like Exodus and Coinomi? I never used Coinomi, but Exodus I have. I think it's better now, but I didn't like them before because I was actually hacked, and I lost like $800 worth of Ethereum back in the day. So somehow, using the recovery phrase that was emailed, the hackers were able to brute force their way in. So I never really trusted Exodus after that. And some people told me that happened to them as well. But since then, they have stopped that recovery phrase to email. No, it's more than that, Dan. It was like $40 for a Nano X or like $30 for S Plus, something like that. Why do you think Ripple is trying to buy FTX assets? I have no idea. Why is fear and greed index staying so high? Because, I mean, people are just, Bitcoin holders, I think they just accept that, yeah, it's right now, it's bad, but things will get better. So I think the fear has kind of stopped because the holders are primarily the ones that's holding right now. All the retail players that came in, left. Of course, we still have whale manipulation. We still have bad actors. We're trying to weed out. But overall, no one's deterred away from Bitcoin. I think that's the reason why. Do I have a video that shows Ledger step-by-step? No. But I have many articles on CryptosRUs.com that are step-by-step articles, so check it out. They're a little old, but it's still basically exactly the same thing. Head over to CryptosRUs.com and check it out. Just search for Ledger. Do you think FTX will come back? No, I don't think so. What? Okay. Yeah, I think FTX is kind of done. I don't know who's going to end up buying FTX, whether or not it's Ripple, whether or not it's Binance. I don't think Binance will buy them because Binance does not want the scrutiny, because even if FTX sells off their assets, there's going to be a lot of scrutiny from a lot of regulators around the world that will be always pointing fingers at FTX. So I don't think it's going to be Binance. But Binance may buy, like, say, Genesis, or give them that $1 billion to plug their hole, you know, try to do something with that. But I don't know what's going to happen with FTX, whether Ripple really is going to buy their assets. That would be wild if they did. I don't know if that would be seen as a good move or bad move by Ripple, but if they did, that would be real wild. Trust Wallet or Ledger? Hey, you don't have to choose. Use both. A lot of the non-standard, you know, ERC20 tokens, or just other tokens from other chains, you don't really find on Ledger. You find some, but not all. And that's where the Trust Wallet can help. So you're probably not going to find one wallet to store all of your crypto. You're going to have to use multiple ones. Lucas, as for safeness, they're both safe, but if you want pure safeness, go with Ledger because it's cold wallet. Trust Wallet is still considered a hot wallet. All right, guys. So, bottom line is, yeah, there's a lot of fear. There's a little bit more fear now about DCG and Grayscale. Coinbase verified them, so we'll see how that develops. But overall, Sam Bankman-Fried is still clinging on hope that he can find a suitor, an $8 billion hole that he wants to plug. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen. Most likely not, but he's trying. But as for everyone else, you know what? Everyone else seems to be working at coming together. CZ is trying to do what he can to be a stand-up guy in a crazy world. And hopefully we all get together and get through this. Instead of pointing fingers, we come in, become stronger, weed out the bad, and move forward. So that's it. That's it. I didn't say that well, but oh well. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Rock, lobster, no, that's not true. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.